Hello friends, welcome to channel 686. News. TV. If you haven't subscribed yet, press the subscribe button right now. The information is taken from open media sources. Today, I will share first news that I found on the internet. Take a comfortable seat, let's begin.
Who will Trump take with him? List of candidates. Since the former president is on a clear path to being nominated by the Republican Party, former rivals and allies could become his partners. Considering that Donald Trump is considered a presidential candidate for the Republican Party in 2024, the former president is conducting auditions for vice president candidates, and the list of potential candidates is constantly growing. Many of these contenders actively supported Trump after his victorious speech at the New Hampshire primaries in January, where he easily defeated former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. Among them are Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina, entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, and House Representative Marjorie Greene from Georgia, all of whom expressed support when Trump criticized Haley for her involvement in the elections. After a series of defeats in Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, and South Carolina, Haley promised to stay in the race if Trump faces legal problems. However, after Super Tuesday on March 5, Haley dropped out of the race. Trump promised to announce his potential partner soon. A survey of participants at the Conservative Action Conference, conducted for Real America's Voice, showed that South Dakota Governor Noem and Ramaswamy have the support of Republicans. However, Trump has not yet revealed the names of candidates on the shortlist or the desired qualities in a potential partner. "The person who, in my opinion, I like, is pretty standard," he said in an interview with Fox News. "I think people won't be surprised if it's this person," he added. Here is a more detailed overview of some potential vice president candidates for Trump. Governor Doug Burgum. This North Dakota governor is just another Republican candidate trying his luck in the primaries. His strategy was to play up his image as a successful businessman from a small town, focusing on traditional conservative values. As an investor turned politician, he used his personal wealth to finance his relatively short pre-election campaign. On the day of the primaries in New Hampshire, he tried to grab voters' attention but had to deal with Trump's dominance in that field. Tulsi Gabbard is a former Democratic member of Congress from Hawaii, a veteran of the wars in Iraq and Kuwait. She was the first Hindu member of Congress. In 2016, she stepped down as vice chair of the Democratic National Committee to support Bernie Sanders in the presidential elections. In 2020, she ran for president herself, and then endorsed Joe Biden. However, in 2022, he left the Democratic Party, criticizing it for anti-white racism and hostility towards believers. Now Gabbard supports Donald Trump and was announced as the headliner of a fundraising campaign at Mar-a-Lago in March. Tucker Carlson, a former Fox News host who left and now runs his own streaming service after a loud conflict with the network. Carlson is known for his flashy and bold statements, often reminiscent of Trump's sharp rhetoric. For many years, Carlson and the former president had close, mutually beneficial relationships. They helped each other out of difficult situations and promoted each other's achievements. Trump's electorate is largely charmed by this right-wing commentator, although his extreme positions are likely to alienate moderate Republicans and independent voters. In terms of policy, Carlson devotes a lot of time to promoting the idea of limiting U.S. involvement in international conflicts. In February, he went to Russia to interview President Putin. Marjorie Greene, Republican congressman from Georgia, known for being a provocateur. Former member of the Conservative Freedom Caucus, she has long been a loyal ally of Trump and a key figure in his control over Republicans in the House of Representatives and their agenda. Greene has been calling on the Republican Party to support Trump for several months and tried to convey this message before the elections in New Hampshire. "We not only support President Trump, we support his policies," she said. "And any Republican who does not want to accept this policy, we completely eradicate from the party." Kari Lake, former TV anchor and longtime ally of Trump, who lost the race for governor of Arizona in 2022. She was one of many well-known candidates backed by Trump who lost in the midterm elections. Lake was one of Trump's most loyal supporters when it came to repeating his false claims of election fraud in 2020, and even challenged the results of her own gubernatorial race. Now she is running for Senate and continues to campaign for Trump in Iowa and New Hampshire. Governor Noem, an influential Republican leader from South Dakota who has held this position twice. She was a close ally of Donald Trump, often speaking at his rallies and promoting him during the presidential campaign. Before becoming governor, Noem was a member of the U.S. House of Representatives, establishing herself as a politician actively involved in the culture wars of the Republican Party and presenting herself as an economic boon for her state. Recently, she has focused on the border between the U.S. and Mexico, sending the South Dakota National Guard to assist Texas, sparking controversy around the Biden administration's immigration policy. Vivek Ramaswami, former head of a pharmaceutical company and hedge fund manager, he's 38 years old, and was the youngest participant in the 2024 presidential primaries. The son of Indian immigrants, Ramaswamy initially declined to run in the primaries, but later started an active campaign in New Hampshire, giving speeches supporting Trump's or far-right positions on issues like abortion restrictions and positive actions. However, in March it became known that Trump no longer considers him for the vice presidential position, and is considering another role for Ramaswamy in his administration. Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina, one of the most well-known African-American Republicans in the country. He previously competed with Trump in the primaries, running an optimistic campaign based on personal narrative and emphasizing the importance of faith and education. He unexpectedly dropped out of the race 2 months before the Iowa vote, stating that according to voters, now is not his time. Nevertheless, Scott publicly showed his support for Trump, bypassing protocol to attack Nikki Haley, telling Trump, "I just love you," to which Trump replied, "That's why you're a great politician." Elise Stefanik, congresswoman from New York, used to keep Trump at arm's length, but now she's his active defender and supporter. She helped him during the first impeachment process and criticized universities for their inability to stand up to anti-Semitism. Now she is one of Trump's most loyal supporters in the House of Representatives. J.D. Vance, Ohio lawyer J.D. Vance, author of the book Hillbilly Elegy, has become a prominent Republican politician with Trump's support. Although he used to criticize Trump, now he is one of his most loyal allies in the Senate.
If you found it interesting, like, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments section. Goodbye until we meet again.